G'day my friends, Marty here from Marty's Garden. Now you may have watched the last video about the profitable micro business, using compost. Well, what I want to do is sort of like help you guys if you want to make that decision to move into micro farming and possibly looking at using worms as a part of your sideline business, because when we are micro farming we really need to have a variety of products going out. That makes it really important, and not only does it sort of save us from any possible dilemmas that may happen in the future and sort of set security in place, but it also gives us a wide array of income coming in. Now, what worms can do, they actually can form up 4 different types of income for you. And then you can diversify a little bit. Now, this may only be just a small part of your micro farming the worms. You might be doing microgreens, you could be doing some type of salad leaves, you could be growing even flowers for the markets, you could be growing edible flowers even mixed in with microgreens and things like that. So much you can do with micro farming. And we're going to talk about that more in the future because it seems that you guys are pretty interested in that. But what really is the first one that is the simplest when you start off worm farming? Well, that really is selling the compost and allowing the worms to move through it once it's cooled down from after going through the heating process. Chew through it a bit and then sift it out, bag it up and sell it to the locals. You're solving a lot of problems. Hard to get good quality compost out there. Everything's closed up in these sealed bags these days. A lot of chemical fertilizers thrown in, so you're not getting that live living biology. And a lot of time it sits in bags for months and months and months, and the biology just dies and becomes a blood and bone product. So if you can actually sell compost on site, have it out within a week, leave the bags open, letting it breathe. There's a few worms in there, a few cocoons, some good bacteria and fungi and stuff in there. The people are really going to benefit from it, and they're going to come back and return to you as a customer because the product was just so good. They're getting a great end result. Now, the next thing you can do if you want to take it even further for a higher end product is you can make worm castings. Now, it takes a little bit longer to get the castings. You've obviously got to have certain types of worm farms set up so you can actually extract the casting bedding once the worms have gone through it, and then sift it and turn it into an end product. You get 3 to 4 times the amount, but it does take much longer than making the compost. But you can separate it, right? And then you can have a high-end product going out on your micro farm as well. And people will use it for seedlings, they'll use it when they're planting plants, they'll use it even like as a fertilizer, as they would for other types of fertilizer, replacing that. And so it's a great product, and it's something that you can sell and value add to other products, such as making worm tea and things like that out of that worm casting. So really the worm tea is another product yet again that you can value add to and sell to your customer depending on what they want when they're coming out. So worms really, compost worms really do make a lot of great products, and I'm surprised that we don't see it more on the shelves, but I believe it's got a lot to do with shelf life and that it's just doesn't sit on the shelf as long as what they would like. But I believe that it actually would if it's bagged properly in good bags that have a lot of airflow, and it's not stored not too wet and not too dry, at the perfect sort of temperature. No problem. Great stuff. So the next one is, right, you've got worms. You can actually sell the compost worms. Now, if you've got decent packaging, you can package them up. You can have them sell them locally, or you could send them off. Now, it is a bit trickier sending them off in the mail, because if you send them off in the summertime, in the hot times, you just don't know where they're going to sit on the truck a long time. It's hot in the back of the truck. All these sort of elements that you've got to deal with as well. That's one of the reasons why I don't really sell compost worms out to the public as of yet, because of the packaging and the transportation behind it. It's more really the transportation of getting it right. We just don't want to have dead worms turn up on someone's doorstep in a box, right? It's just not a good look. The easier way to get around that is to actually harvest the cocoons. So that's the next one. Harvest the cocoons, sell the cocoons. It takes a little bit longer for them to get a worm coming out of there, but you can actually give them, instead of like 500 worms for the same price, you give 750 cocoons or something like that. And there could be anything from 1 to 4 worms in a cocoon. So they'll get a mass explosion of cocoons. You know, you could do something like value add to that product by giving them a bag of castings or something like that. When they actually fill up the worm farm, there's some biology from those castings, and that would help those little worms when they first sort of take off, you know. So really, there is a lot of room in worm farming and expanding and becoming, you know, a micro farmer. And like I said, it could be just one part of your system for making money, but a great part of it, because if, like I said, if you're growing flowers and something like that, some other type of end product, you're using that from the worms that you've got in the farm to grow these other products. So, as I always say, it's a bloody ripper and it's a win-win. Let me know what you think down below, guys. Interested if you want to keep seeing more videos about business and micro farming here around the globe. Hopefully I can empower you, inspire you to grow more, create more, and share more about this amazing stuff, about amazing compost worms, and get the word out there. Have a great day, happy gardening, and we'll see you at the next video / vlog. Lots of stuff going on, even interviews. Bye for now.